And so it was that the mysterious creatures known only as evil eyes vanished from our world. Corselia thought hard about the choices before her. Eventually, she decided to let the Kooluk Empire collapse. It seemed to her the best choice she could make at the time, both for her and for her subjects. And so the curtain fell on the chain of events connecting the Rune cannons and the Kooluk Empire. In time, those who could even recall what had happened grew fewer and fewer. Meanwhile, Kyril returned home to live in the Scarlet Moon Empire, helping the needy with Andark and the others. But every so often, a distant, lonely look would cloud his face. Years went by, but Kyril did not age like the others. He remained ever youthful in appearance. Finally, he set out one day on a journey with no particular destination in mind. He was never seen again.
Dear Andark and Seneca, I hope this letter finds you well. I have now visited just about every place that Kyril might have gone, but I have yet to find any trace of him. I suppose he simply does not want to be found. I have come to believe this more and more strongly. Simeon, who joined me in my search, seems to think so too. I plan on searching a little longer, but if I still do not find him, I shall return to visit you for a time. I also made a short trip to Kooluk, or should I say, the land that was once Kooluk. My disguise was much better this time, so nobody recognized me. Some villages have been absorbed into the Scarlet Moon Empire, while others have been abandoned. I do not yet know whether I made the right decision, but the people seem content. At least I can find solace in that. Yours truly, Corselia.
So ends Suikoden Tactics. Of course, as I said, I'm going to show the bonus with all the combo attacks, killing the guy off in one hit. And yeah, so ends the Kooluk Empire. That's why it's never mentioned again in any other part of Suikoden, because they had to make up a new empire and take it out within a short proximity of time. Hey, y'all love those retcons. And yeah, Walter, dude, I know it's lonely on the roads and everything, but really? Really? I mean, did you even know that was even going to happen? I don't think he was thinking ahead on that. I bet that was a surprise, like, oh, she's pregnant. Ooh, yeah. Seriously. Wow, Walter, really? So, your son is now half goat boy. And I know it was probably pretty awkward for Kyril to start calling his mom by her first name. I mean, I know if I call my mom by her first name, I wouldn't have a chance to do it again, but I assume since, you know, trying to keep it secret for that final reveal, she probably couldn't just slap the taste out of his mouth. But it's not like he was doing it to be rude, so wait, well, we have the fall of the Kooluk Empire, we have people who just scattered to the winds, and pretty much this is the end of, I mean, we will see rune cannons again. In Suikoden 5, they do talk about rune cannons. The Island Nations are still around. You'll even see descendants of characters in here, in Suikoden 5. I won't be doing Suikoden 5. That game, as I said, is way too long. I want to do these because I knew most likely no one was going to touch them, because it's the black sheep of the family. And I know I'm talking over this really good song, but hey, You can go out and buy the soundtrack. I did. Of course, since there wasn't 108 stars this time, we don't get the cool little everyone do everything they do after high school montage. But hey, this was a tactical game. I would say it was an okay strategy game. It wasn't. I've played a lot harder. I played a lot easier too, but this one, it was okay for what it was. It definitely implemented the stuff that's in Suikoden very well. Even the stuff that didn't make sense to do, but it did a lot better. It went very well about it. The combo attack system though it's not very practical. Unless the speed is fast, you will probably not use those. You'll not use the combo attacks because most of the time, to sum up, you're gonna put you in a disadvantage. It's gonna put you at a disadvantage to set up, and it's just not really worth it. So that's why it's in other, like in the regular Suikoden, it was good to start using combo attacks. You really wanted to use them. Yeah, there was disadvantages for being unbalanced, but it was worth it. And graphically, a little odd, but I still like the graphics. It was lacked detail, yet still had detail. I mean, you could see Kika's tramp stamp, yet you really couldn't get really, big details. It worked. Another thing I didn't like about it was enemy variety. There were so few varieties of enemies, or at least during the main story. Didn't like it that much. But as I said, we finished Suikoden Tactics. Yes, thanks to Konami, really. I still won't forgive you for Infernal Fantasia, though.
My tale ends here. Even if, having read this book, you wish to learn more about the evil eye and the man they called Kyril, I believe that these mysteries will never be solved. For if other rune cannons remain lost, awaiting rediscovery, I do not see how another evil eye could ever be born again to this world. But know you this: in a corner of this world, for one fleeting moment in time, all of this was real. Andark Bergman.
Well, we have a cleared game, which is used for New Game Plus, which you've seen me go through. And though it didn't take me 60 hours to go through the game, it took me 60 hours from going through the game once and for the second time through. So it's not that long of a game. It's only like roughly 35 hours. And that little final extra bit of shocking revelation, even though it was pretty obvious who it was since the beginning, was Andark. Ooh. Yeah. Hey. That last twist? Sure, why not? Well, later days. See you next LP.